What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rock Soldier, and today we're going to be reacting to Gracie Abrams, Hit the Wall. This is my first ever reaction to Gracie. I don't believe I've heard any of her music before, so I'm really excited to check this one out, guys. We're going to hop right into it. Let's get it.
I'm a crack in the pavement, I'm a slip knot. I'm afraid that my fortress is a glass box. I should know what I'm playing, but I forgot. Felt good for a day, but that stopped. And I once saw clearly, but it's bloodshot. And I want you so badly, but I close off. Like I thought we'd get married, but I guess not. Now you can watch me hit the wall. Hit the wall, I just hit the wall. I'm not a problem you can solve. Weighing the cost impossible. I hit the wall, I hit the wall. I try to be violent, but I get caught. A room full of doctors and an ink blot. I'm drawn into headlights, have a blind spot. Pull over and wait for too long. I wanna be stable, but I do cave. I use when I'm able, I downgrade. I barely deserve it if you do stay. I wish you would anyway, but I hit the wall.
Yeah, first, I mean, she has a great voice. Really enjoy her voice. I like the style that this music video is filmed in so far. Like, I kind of like the grainy effect that there's going on in the video so far. I think like that kind of gives it like a little bit of like an older music video-esque type of feel. So I do enjoy that. And you know, it kind of seems, you know, like a song about, you know, relationships that where like maybe she feels like she's the problem and that she's not able to, you know, kind of get her situation together enough to maintain like a long-lasting relationship. And I think that anybody who's been in like relationships that have ended has kind of, you know, maybe felt this way at some point, like, you know, that they sometimes can't get their own stuff figured out, or that their own issues and stuff kind of seep into the relationship and kind of, you know, taint it to a little bit of an extent. So yeah, and I think that's definitely like pretty relatable.
Wait for too long. I wanna be stable, but I do cave. I use when I'm able, I downgrade. I barely deserve it if you do stay. I wish you would anyway, but I hit the wall. I just hit the wall. I'm not a problem you can solve. Weighing the cost impossible. I hit the wall, I hit the wall. The case you playing.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like she's like kind of saying that like no matter, you know, how hard she tries to, you know, be on like the straight and narrow, so to speak, for maybe a lack of better phrasing, that like no matter what, she kind of, you know, ends up back where she started, you know, hitting the wall, so to speak, and kind of the stopping force of hitting an immovable objects, so to speak, and then it kind of feels like you're stuck once again. I think is kind of what she's getting at here.
Weighing the cost impossible. I hit the wall, I hit the wall. The case you playing in the hallway. Hallucinations that I downplay. I'm numb till I'm aching for the sharp pain. Watch my blade ricochet. Funny, ain't it? Flashbacks of my life. What a waste of, what a shame at night. Face to face with every girl that I try to play.
Yeah, I kind of like that line there, like face to face with every girl that she's tried to play, like almost like she's been putting on like a facade, so to speak, or different faces, like almost maybe not really feeling like she's like during those times of trying, almost like she's not really herself in a way. Like it's, and then when she does hit the wall and kind of like hits that like roadblock, so to speak, that she kind of just feels like she was just kind of playing at being someone who's dealt with their issues type of deal. And I think maybe to an extent like most of us have felt that way. Especially when we kind of have some kind of drawback or setback with some kind of recurring problem. I think that's probably very common.
But I try to play. Sooner or later, you'll find out I live in a pattern of breakdowns. You'll bend to my silence, it's so loud, and then you'll lose me to the crowd. Hit the wall, I just hit the wall. I'm not a problem you can solve. Hit the wall, I just
I like that. All right, so that was Gracie Abrams, "Hit the Wall," my first reaction to her, and I don't believe that I've heard any of her songs before. She has a great voice. I would just like to start by saying that she does have a great voice. I like her style, like the way she's presented herself in this music video. I don't know if that's like kind of common of her or not, but yeah, I mean the song itself I think is just super relatable. Kind of just feeling fragile, and kind of like you're the problem, and kind of like no matter how hard you try, you kind of end up, kind of back at the start and hitting that roadblock, hitting that wall, so to speak. And I think that can be very tough. I think a lot of people in a lot of different aspects of life kind of feel that way about a lot of different things. In this one, I think it's more so about, relationships, so to speak, and kind of the struggles that become present during relationships. But yeah, I mean, I think this one's like super relatable, and I definitely enjoy that aspect of it. I like the way she put a lot of those phrases, especially that one line about like, no matter her coming face to face with any girl that she tries to play. I think that's like a very interesting way of looking at that, and presenting that, because I do think that is relatable to a lot of people, especially when we are going through tough times internally. um, that it almost feels like, maybe like you'll always be this like fragile, maybe kind of like person filled with like insecurities or self doubt, or like you're always the problem type thing, you know. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this one. I think it sounded good. Really enjoyed the beat, by the way. Um, and again, just super super relatable, and she has a great voice. So overall, I enjoyed this one, and hopefully you guys did as well. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, hit that sub button, hit that bell, and we're dropping the next one. That is all I got for you guys for now. It's your boy Rock Soldier. Have a great rest of your night, and even better tomorrow. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Alright, guys. Peace.